Dun, dun, dun. Let's go, Burning Quest. Welcome, whiskey nerds. All right, we got a special episode tonight. Yeah, so this is one of the ones I had my fillers out on. I've been wanting to get. I had a chance to buy this last year and passed on it just because, as you know, if you've watched many of my videos, I'm not a huge rye guy. But a buddy of mine gave me a sample of last year's Midwinter's Night Dram, and I was like, damn, that's freaking fantastic. I wish I'd have bought it. I will not make that mistake this year. So, yeah, been on the lookout for that, and what do? We picked it up today. It is Midwinter's Night Dram. Hell yeah. So, a Midwinter Night's Dram, a blend of straight rye whiskeys finished in port barrels, limited engagement, bottled by High West Distillery's Park City, Utah, at 10, Scene 3, 49.3% alcohol by volume. So if my math is correct, that's 98.6 proof, same as our body temperature, the temperature of blood, which is kind of like blood oath thing. All their blood oath blends are at 98.6. So anyways, here on the back, a Midwinter's Night's Dram. Are you sure that we are awake? It seems to me that yet we sleep, we dream. A midsummer night's dream. So, like the words of our favorite playwright, William Shakespeare, a glass of a Midwinter Night's Dram is made to be savored and overall too quickly. This limited release whiskey is a sumptuous marriage of rye whiskeys finished in port barrels. The rye forms a beautiful base of vanilla, caramel, and cinnamon, while the port barrels provide notes of plum, dried fruit, and spice. Like a proper holiday plum pudding, it's brimming with lovely mulling spices, dried fruits, and cream glaze. Sip it slowly through the coldest night. Well, it's cold tonight here in Knoxville, Tennessee. I know that. So we're going to pop this. It'll be a fresh cork pop. And we're going to drink alongside of it a little High West Rendezvous rye, blend of straight rye whiskeys. This is 46% alcohol by volume. So that would make it 92 proof. And I'll just go ahead and read you this one too. Our inaugural whiskey commemorates the first recorded whiskey fest out west. From 1825 to 1840, the Rendezvous was the annual summer gathering of mountain men to exchange pelts for supplies. Alcohol was not one of the supplies. Was not one of the supplies at the first rendezvous. This oversight was quickly corrected with a generous supply. Bad gum, I need glasses. A generous supply of whiskey at the second rendezvous in Utah's Cache Valley and all subsequent rendezvous. In the tradition of importing whiskey from back east while we age our whiskey, we craft Rendezvous from erotic straight rye whiskeys with high rye mash bills. See highwest.com for more details. A higher proportion of unmalted rye gives Rendezvous a unique flavor profile with notes of spicy cinnamon, caramel, honey, mint, and vanilla. Rendezvous is not chill filtered, a cosmetic step almost all large companies use to remove the natural oils that cause a haze when whiskey gets cold. This also removes flavor, texture, and the lingering finish we really enjoy. If you see a harmless haze in Rendezvous, just swirl the bottle and it will go away. High West is Utah's first distillery since 1870 and the world's only Sky and Gastro Distillery, whatever the hell that means. If you find yourself in Old Town Park City, please stop or ski by to visit us. We'd love to share our passions with you, the American West. Our contemporary Western virtues, American roots music, and of course pairing all the above with our greatest passion, superb whiskey. Better yet, you ought to come out to our new facility in Wanship, Utah. It is a celebration of cowboys and the American West. Well, you know what? Next time I go out west, I'm definitely making a stop by High West. I am a big fan of the Rendezvous. I do not like their double rye. It's like 95% rye. It's like a pine tree. And the reason I'm drinking this along with the Midwinter's Night Dram, which I'm going to get to, just be patient, is that that's what it is. They take the Rendezvous rye and then finish it in port barrels to come up with Midwinter's Night Dram. But I know that's what we want to get to. That's what I want to get to. Other than the sample I had from my buddy from last year's, that's the only time I've ever had it. So let's get right to it, Bourbon Quest. But first off, before we do, just make sure that you hit that subscribe button. That does the channel a favor, helps me out. And then do yourself a favor, ring that bell for notifications. That way you don't miss a damn thing like tonight's special episode when we open a damn new bottle of Midwinter's Night Dram. And then smash that like button. That helps the YouTube algorithms to get it out there to more people. And leave a comment. Let me know what you think about Midwinter's Night Dram in general. I've heard great things on this year's version, so let's do it. And again, I'll give you another, try and get you a little closer look there at the bottle. Act 10, Scene 3, Limited Engagement. Hell yeah. So let's do that. I don't know where Q is. He's around here somewhere. Didn't have time to wait on him because I wanted to get into this. Alright, so nice pour in the glass. And of course, as always here on Bourbon Quest, we do a nice 2-ounce pour into our infinity bottle. There we go. Hell yeah, I've been looking forward to this. And then we'll start off with the Midwinter's Night Dram, and then we'll compare it to the Rendezvous, which is basically, like I said, they take the Rendezvous rye and then finish it in port barrels to come up with the Midwinter's Night Dram. So, all right, let's start off with a little Midwinter's Night Dram. I mean, yeah, the nose is sweet. You definitely get that fruit, cherry, orange blossom. You definitely get that rye spice on there, mint, caramel. Comes off very fruit forward and mint. Why is it kind of dark in here? All right, cheers, Bourbon Quest. Okay. It comes off a little sweeter than I think I like. You definitely get that mint, that rye, those fruit flavors come through with orange and cherry. More mint. I don't know. I mean, I've heard a lot of good reviews on it. And like I said, all I had was last year's sample, which I thought was really, really good. And I don't remember in the reviews that I've watched if most of the people like this one over last year's or whatever, but and it may need some time to open up. I'm not sure. The nose is, I like the nose. And again, I'm not a huge rye guy, so, you know, take that into consideration. And I think it might just, well, let's try on the palate again. Second sip. Yeah, I don't think I'm a fan of it. Dang gummit. I was hoping that I was really going to like it, but I think it's just too sweet, too minty. Yeah. Man. That's disappointing. I was really excited about this. And it's not cheap either. I'm going to give it just a little bit more. Hopefully, maybe it just needs to open up a little bit more. I like the nose. Well, and man, I wish I had last year's to compare it to, but I mean, I only had like a 2-ounce sample. I really liked it, and then went ahead and finished it, and was like, by golly, this year I'm going to get one, and I did. But man, whereas the Rendezvous rye, I really like. Yeah, it's a little bit more subtle on the nose. Yeah, because this one, I mean, I guess that port and that sweetness really comes through. Yeah, the Midwinter's Night is a more caramel color, and you probably can't see it on the camera, whereas the Rendezvous is a more gold, light gold color, and this is more caramel, I guess, from the port wine barrel that it's finished in. Dadgummit. Yeah, more subtle on the nose, but again, I like the nose on the Midwinter's Night Dram. Well, they're a little different. It's close on the nose. I think I might lean towards the Rendezvous just a little bit, just because it's a little bit more subtle. Now, if you're more into rye, more into port, you're probably going to like the Midwinter's Night Dram better, which is good on the nose. All right, let's go back to the Rendezvous. Yeah, I really like it a lot. Cheers. Yeah, see, to me, that, even though I'm not a huge rye guy, the Rendezvous is one that I really enjoy. Just enough rye and mint and pine and spice without being overpowering, which is why I can't stand the High West Double Rye. That's like a freaking pine tree. And while I enjoy this, I was hoping great things on this one. Let's cleanse the palate and go back to it one more time. Remember, stay hydrated, my friends. This Midwinter's Night Dream is turning into a nightmare. Because, I mean, I paid like $160 for this. I think MSRP outside of Utah is $150. Man. I mean, I might give it another try next year, since I really did like last year's, but it was such a small sample size. All right, cheers, and hopefully maybe it opens up a little bit. Yeah, not my jam. Yeah, if you're more of a rye person and more of a port, I mean, that port wine really comes through. Hard to probably compare it to Angel's Envy. Yeah, the one I got. If I have time, all right, I'm gonna try and do it real quick. Hold on, because that port wine really comes through on that, with it being a rye finished in port. Let's go with a bourbon finished in port, which is Angel's Envy. This is a store pick, 105.7, so maybe that'll be a better comparison. So that's the Midwinter's Angel's Envy. All right. So again, the highlight that what I wanted to do is the Midwinter's Night Dram. Yeah. And I hate to say it, it's just, I think it's just not my jam. I'm not a rye guy. I'm not even much on finished whiskeys. But like I said, I really liked last year's sample that I got from a buddy. I like the Rendezvous rye. To me, and yeah, go watch some other YouTube channels, especially if you're considering buying this, because the at least 2 or 3 that I watched really liked the Midwinter's Night Dram, gave it thumbs up. But I just gotta give you my own personal opinion, and my palate is thumbs down, especially at 160 bucks. I mean, I think last year it was like 110. So to go up $50 in 1 year, and then, I mean, I wish I had it to compare with last year's, but yeah, it's a thumbs down. I wouldn't even pay $100 for it, me personally. But go watch some other ones if you're thinking about buying, especially if you're more of a rye person. You might enjoy it, but like, let's compare it to this Angel's Envy, which is bourbon instead of rye, finished in port barrels. Oh yeah. I would take this Angel's Envy, and granted, this is a store pick, single barrel, so you're getting it at cask strength at 100. This one's 105.7 proof, and while again, I'm not a huge finished bourbon fan, I do like this, especially at a higher proof. I would not buy a regular's Angel Envy. Which, even though the regular Angel Envy is like 50 bucks, maybe 55, and then this store pick was right at 100, maybe even 105. But I think it's worth it. I would definitely take this Angel's Envy single barrel store pick at 105 bucks over the High West Rye at 160. Did I say High West Rye? Well, yeah, the Midwinter's Night Dram. Which, I mean, the bottle's great. I mean, it's the same bottle as the Rendezvous, but the label's great. The storyline's great. You know, with the William Shakespeare theme, with a great novel. I'm just not a rye guy, so take that for what it's worth. Go watch some other YouTube channels that have reviewed this, because I think the majority of them have been thumbs up. But me, here, Bourbon Steve, give you my honest opinion, no matter what anybody else says, for me, it's a thumbs down. I wish I'd have saved my 160 bucks. But it is what it is. I got suckered in from my buddy's sample from last year, which I really thought was good. Wish I'd had a larger sample size, and wish I could go back and try it now, but that's neither here nor there. I know it's a bottle that's allocated, and that people, try to get their hands on. And then they also did a special release, which I think was Utah only, of the Encore, which I'm glad it wasn't available in my area, because I do know from the reviews I watched that they all said that the regular, the Act 10, was better than the Encore. So, and I'm even saying this is not good in my opinion. I know I'm probably in the minority on that, which is fine. All I can do is give you my thoughts, my opinion, my palate, and I'm not a huge rye guy. Although I'm trying to get more into rye, and there's some that I love. Like, I do like the Rendezvous. I love it. I like Willet Rye, I like Rittenhouse, Pikesville, Jack Daniels single barrel rye. What else? Yeah. Don't worry, January's coming up soon, and that will be, we don't do January Dry Month here on Bourbon Quest, but we will be doing January Rye Month. Alright, alright, alright. Hey, love you, Bourbon Quest. Thanks for tuning in. yeah, I'm not a fan of the Midwinter's Night Dram, or at least this Act 10. I did like Act 9, those small sample sizes that I had from last year. I will probably give it another shot for next year. You know, I like to give a limited release, even though I didn't even buy last year's, just because I knew I wasn't a rye guy, and then I got the sample and was like, well, that is pretty damn good. But, you know, I like to give limited releases, you know, at least probably 3 shots, and if they don't deliver out of one of those 3, then I'm out. Like, I was out on Yellowstone. Done with Yellowstone. Not only regular Yellowstone, but limited releases. I think, even though it has nothing to do with the TV show, a lot of that shit I think has gotten acclaim just because it has the same name of a freaking phenomenal television show. Alright, I'm starting to ramble. It's a great night. It is a great night for rye. And if I'm choosing between this, I'm just going to take the Rendezvous. And let's rendezvous sometime soon, alright? Cheers, Bourbon Quest. And just before I sign off, just remember, subscribe, ring that bell, smash that like button, leave a comment, let me know that I'm crazy, and most of all, I just want to say to you, as always, that my wish for you is that all your Bourbon Quest dreams come true. Ha ha! That's a wrap. Better luck next time. Dadgummit. Cheers. The Rendezvous is good. Alright, we'll be back soon. Bye!